Hello and welcome everyone, I'm out here and welcome to this battle replay, the Battle of the Pyramids on Total War Rome 2. Big thanks to King of Sparta who sent this replay in. I'm just going to whack things onto slow motion while we take a look at the formations, the units involved. Big thanks to King of Sparta because he actually included a full list of all the units, their positions, under which player they were from. That is massively helpful. Really appreciate that. So we have this two players of Rome versus Rome and Egypt. So I'm kind of thinking what Mark Antony and Cleopatra versus a Roman alliance here. Something like that. Who knows what the scenario is? Feel free to leave a little comment, a little story down in the comment section below. Now, some of you might be saying, Lionheart, where are all the Napoleon Total War online battles? Where are the replays of that? Because I've sent you loads, or I hear people sending you loads, and they sound pretty awesome. When are we going to get a chance to see those? They will be out from Thursday next week. I'm actually going to be away Monday and Tuesday next week. I probably won't make a vlog post about it, so I'm just going to mention it here. There will be content still going out on my channel, Crusader Kings 2 and my Civilization 6 Norway campaign will go out in the meantime while I'm away. And I'll be back with content on Wednesday. But this was kind of a very last minute event, which is why I haven't really had much time to prep things, which is kind of annoying, but the event itself should be super awesome, and hopefully I'll be able to tweet and make Facebook posts about the event and details, so be sure to check that out. Links to all my social media in the description. But yes, I'll be doing Napoleon Total War battle replays. Loads of you guys have been sending me in for ages now. I've got loads to go through. From Thursday next week, that'll also be when the next episode of the Vampire Counts is out as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I need to do, kind of housekeeping wise. So let's take a look at these formations. First off, the rules for this battle. Obviously we're on the pyramids map here. The rules of the battle: no artillery, max 2 chariots and max 2 elephants. So that is it, and 3 Roman players and 1 Egyptian player. So King of Sparta is playing as Rome. He's the one who sent it in this replay, and he has positioned his troops on the right and left flanks here of the other Roman player, his friend Joey. We'll go through their units properly in a moment, but they are facing up against Stella Hunter, playing as Rome, and Legio 13, who is playing as Egypt. So, good to see that King of Sparta has gone for this kind of formation, either side of Joey. Joey holding up the center. King of Sparta is going to hold the flanks. So, let's take a look at the units that King of Sparta has brought here to this battle. So he has brought 3 units of Triarii on the right flank, 2 units of Praetorian Guard on the right flank, 1 unit of Legionaries on the right flank between the Triarii. You can see over on the right here. 4 armoured Legionaries with 1 eagle cohort. They are on the left flank. He has his Balearic slingers, as well as 2 units of auxiliary Syrian archers, which are on the right at the moment. You see those armoured legionaries now on the left. Always thought these guys looked awesome with their Lorica segmentata. Very cool. Balearic slingers on the left. And then let's talk cavalry. 2 units of Socii Equitae Extraordinari on the left flank. And then there were 2 units over here, which I don't actually think I can see on his list, so he did miss these ones. But he's got 2 units of auxiliary Numidian cavalry. Now, let's take a look at Joey's formation. A very solid front line. He's actually now moving his units a little bit, but that's fine. We'll just get a grasp of what's being used here. So, Joey, positioned in the center, has 2 units of Triarii on the flanks of his 9 Evocati cohorts, which is what we're taking a look at here in the center, making up the main bulk of his force right now. He has 1 eagle cohort in the middle as well. But 1 unit of elites, which you just saw there, spread along, hidden just behind the palms, and behind those 2 units of auxiliary Syrian archers. He's got 2 Socii Equitae Extraordinari over here, hidden in the trees, and he has 1 auxiliary African elephants It'll be interesting to see how those come into play later on. Let's go take a look at Stellar Hunter and his units. Stellar Hunter's brought 4 Legionaries, 3 Hastati, 5 Praetorian Guard, 3 Auxiliary Balearic Slingers, and 3 Auxiliary Syrian Archers. So quite a range-heavy force, actually. But when it does come to the melee, got 5 of the best troops Rome can field, the Praetorian Guard. These guys are going to munch up anything they come up against. So they're going to have to use their cavalry to take those guys on, because all that Stellar Hunter has for cavalry is 1 General's Bodyguard, which is moving up over here through that Praetorian Guard unit. Moving on over to Legio 13. Take a look at his units now. He's got 4 Thorax Swordsmen, 2 Galatian Royal Guard, 2 Royal Peltas, 2 Nubian Bowmen, 3 Mercenary Rhodian Slingers, 4 Egyptian Cavalry, and 1 Scythed Chariot. Let's try and find that. There they are. They're over here. These guys could cause a lot of damage. Let's see how things play out. Taking play now. See an early dash forward with the Auxiliary Nubian Cavalry from King of Sparta. We're trying to lure some of those guys in, although these guys do have the missile superiority, so that's not going to work too well, especially with all the various bow troops they've brought. 2 Roman players haven't brought that many, but I reckon this is going to be pretty close. But those Nubian bowmen are pushing a fair bit forward from the rest of their line, and the majority of the cavalry are over here, although it looks like Legio has seen what's going on. He's putting this unit of Egyptian cavalry over to make sure that his units are protected in the center. But King of Sparta's going in for the attack while he can, but they're going to be supported by Thorax Swords. No, he's going to pull back. Gets a javelin throw. And they're going to pull back. So Egypt and Rome, Stellar Hunter and Legio are the ones pushing forward in this towards the very defensive Roman position that we can see here. All in the lovely glow of the pyramids. Eagle cohort being shifted around into position, and it looks like King of Sparta just repositioning to get a little bit more width to their formation on both the left and the right flanks. Just adjusting his legionaries. And looks like Joey is going to try for a sneak attack with these elephants, keeping them way up to the right. Doesn't look like they're hidden though. Keeping them way up out there, a bit isolated. But if Legio and Stellar Hunter are smart, they'll probably just ignore them, because it's going to take a while for those elephants to get into the fray. But if Joey uses them at the right time, they could cause a lot of damage. Legio's formation here, bit of a mess at the moment as he's just rushing everything into formation, but it's now slotting in Thorax Swords, making up his main melee line. He's pushing forward with his slingers, although the auxiliary Syrian archers of Joey, as Rome able to start firing already, start taking these guys down. The Nubian bowmen being pushed up as well to try and pepper the Roman ranks. Not much point really going after the infantry. It's best to probably try and take out their archers, which they're doing very successfully. Those slingers tearing through the auxiliary Syrian archers here, absolutely wrecking them. Guys do not stand a chance, and the occasional arrow shot from the Nubian bowmen making their way through as well. The legionaries, or the Evocati cohort, holding up obviously a lot better. They've got their shields. King of Sparta has managed to get behind with his Nubian cavalry, but so much infantry round here, he's going to get tied up. So those are going to be throwaway units unless used very, very carefully. And we have legionaries moving forward in Testudo here. No, they've been taken out of Testudo. They're going to be charged forward towards the Nubian bowmen. This is probably the weakest unit of the melee units that King of Sparta has brought. Quick little peeler throw, and they're being brought back into the formation before the Royal Peltas can catch up, but they are able to throw a volley. Oh, and that's going to hurt in the bum. Only lost 2 though. That's not too bad then. Just a lot of blood. Just a lot of blood. No movement from the elephants or the cavalry back here just yet. They want to kind of secure this right flank, although the archers and the slingers of Egypt are slowly going down thanks to the efforts of the auxiliary Syrian archers of Joey and King of Sparta, although Joey has lost a whole unit or so, and it looks like King of Sparta is about to lose one himself. Over on the left, they've gone in to harass. They're just firing at the archers here again, well, helping alongside the Syrian archers, the Balearic slingers, sorry, over on the left flank. It looks like they're going into the back of the Praetorian Guard. I'll take out the strongest unit. Well, a javelin will pierce through most things. Now the Praetorian Guard manoeuvring around. I'm surprised these legionaries haven't turned on them, because if they get a javelin throw off, that is going to hurt. These guys with shields up, not too much missile damage done, but he wants to get those armoured legionaries in. He's just gone for a massive attack all on one unit. I don't think he's got the group attack enabled. Need to set that up. Over on the right flank, the Triarii all moving around to stop any kind of cavalry push from this flank. Where are those chariots? Chariots are being held back at the moment, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And it is going to require some good timing to get the most out of those chariots. Triarii holding up here. Testudo as well. Well, that's an odd way to have them totally exposed on the left-hand side, but I don't know actually if, just because there's no visual shields here, if they still get the bonus or not. I can't actually remember. I would imagine probably not. These legionaries are just acting as a bit of a pincushion at the moment, but I don't know what King of Sparta is doing, because he's not really supporting them up with any extra troops or any kind of push in that direction. He's got Praetorian Guard waiting back here on the right. Seems like, though, the majority of the clash is going on the left-hand side, where he's now charged in against the legionaries. Armoured legionaries clashing. And they're going to best these legionaries here. He's moving more of his units in. Joey going into support now. They're all jumping on the Roman player, holding back against Egypt, while they're sending a few troops up. But the armoured legionaries, while taking some losses at the moment, do have the upper hand against Stellar Hunter's regular legionaries. Armoured legionaries all along the line going into them there. Hastati even, actually. Surely they're going to get wrecked. I mean, he's brought Hastati to fill out his melee line because he brought so many Praetorian Guard. But at this point, I'd expect to see the Praetorian Guard coming in, and they do. Praetorian Guard coming in as the legionaries break, and the armoured legionaries have to carry on. Does he have his units back here? He's actually been charged by auxiliary Syrian, or he's gone into the auxiliary Syrian archers with his auxiliary Numidian cavalry, and it's just a massive attack now across all of the line, going into the Egyptian player as well, going into Legio. All units going forward, Thorax Swordsman and Evocati cohort clashing, the majority of Joey's forces there. In they all go. Over on this right flank, though, I think they're a bit weaker because there's so much more cavalry. Sure, there are 3 units of Triarii, but they need to be kept back for the right moment, as well as those Praetorians. That legionary unit got a bit wrecked early on. Joey's got this unit caught between 2 units, but he manages to turn it around and throw it into the rest of them. Scythe chariots being brought up around to the right, and all of the cavalry. All of that Egyptian cav moving on. I don't know if they've spotted these guys up over here, or they're just coming around for a massive flank. Not sure what's going on with that elephant unit, if it's going to be used. They're both putting their generals in toward the centre to give some buffs, and it is now a clash between armoured legionaries and Praetorian Guard. Praetorian Guard wrecking through those armoured legionaries over here. Now freed up, under constant fire, but it's not going to do enough damage. The armoured legionary is looking pretty weak right now. These guys, Eagle cohort, don't really need to be moving up in Testudo. They need to get in there quick, throwing some peeler. See all that cavalry swinging around. They're going to go in some massive rear charges. The Triarii needs to be moving, shuffling over to the right to screen it. Although Joey now revealing his Soci Equite Extraordinary, can bring them out. Oh, his general's being thrown in to try and tie these guys up. The shock cavalry. Joey, no! Meanwhile, the rest of the cavalry is going to go straight in after those Balearic slingers. Infantry-wise, holding pretty well. The Praetorian Guard have been sent in to engage. You know, he's going after, splitting up his force, going after the auxiliary Syrian archers. So he's going to try and, in one swoop, take out both of the Roman players' Missile capabilities, I think, go the Scythe Chariots as well. Not a massive charge, but it still looks pretty good. Lots of units getting flattened. Still pretty even, though, on the balance of power, but that cavalry has got straight into all of those slingers, and they're going to do a lot of damage there. King of Sparta moving his forces up, though, although somehow he's managed to break the legionaries over here. Got the Praetorians down to 46. He's brought in his cavalry, that's why. Socii Equite Extraordinari, and they are doing a lot of damage over there. In the center, Joey's keeping them busy towards the middle, but the Praetorian Guard are now flanking through the Eagle cohort. All that Praetorian Guard doing lots and lots of damage, but in goes the General as well, try and finish off that Praetorian Guard for King of Sparta. Joey, though, forces breaking in the center, not looking so good. Those Scythe Chariots, they've only lost one, doing lots and lots of damage. Hasn't come up saying Joey's lost his general, but maybe we've just missed that. I think, oh no, he's still alive. He's still over there. He's managed to get his general out. Cavalry, though, coming in for a massive rear charge. And the elephants have been committed. They're coming in from the right now. This, if they can get a good rear charge with these elephants streaming on through, it may well break Legio's forces on the right. And now that the cavalry have been tied up, the Triarii can be sent in the spearmen. In come the elephants. They're just carving a path through that line now. Will they break them, though? Don't actually know which target he's sending his elephants through. They're just going through everything. Scythe Chariots just mowing down their own units, and the Roman legionaries just being kind of pulled through there. Elephants coming in, clashing with the Scythe Chariots. Over on the left, cavalry of King of Sparta making hit-and-run attacks against the remnants of Stellar Hunter's force. I say remnants, it's more of the remnants of King of Sparta's army, hitting the, you know, at least half of Stellar Hunter's forces. He's got his majority of his Praetorian Guard still there, and all of the armoured legionaries are gone from King of Sparta, and his general could be in trouble here. Getting heavily pelted. I actually can't see his general in there. Maybe he's already fallen. I'm not seeing any messages coming up saying general's fallen. Where is Mark Strong when you need him? It looks like he's lost his general now. But up over here on the right, King of Sparta having much better luck. The elephants as well, freeing up Joey's forces. The Evocati cohort still going strong here. And now it looks like the majority of Egypt's forces have actually melted away. Although he's still got the Scythe Chariots and a couple of thorax swords up here. These chariots need to be bogged down and broken. And it looks like just that is happening. The Triarii actually managing now to pin and hold these guys. But they're still able to get away. So those guys are able to hold them. And they're starting to waver. Praetorian Guard over here, what's left of them, going head-to-head with the Galatian Royal Guard. Royal Guard versus Royal Guard. But it looks like if Joey can get his forces over here, he might be able to help out what's left of King of Sparta's forces. But there's a rear charge from the Egyptian cavalry coming into the back of the Evocati cohort. Heavy infantry, so it shouldn't be too bad. But still, cavalry getting in there. King of Sparta bringing his forces round. Lots of forces breaking right now, and the general's bodyguard, Joey's just been an absolute maverick with those elephants. He's got them all the way down here. I don't even know how he's got that. He's constantly moved them all the way through. The shock damage is breaking Stellar Hunter's forces left, right, and center. And he's still got all of the, well, up until that point, up until that javelin throw, he had all of his elephants. Actually, they're out of control. So he just needs to get his units away from them and let them try and do as much damage over here as possible. Joey has his cluster of Evocati cohort fighting it out. Juking it out. But Praetorian Guard are having them. They're coming in force. Oh, but he's regained control of his elephants. If he needs to get them in, There's Praetorian Guard here. In come a massive cavalry charge as well from King of Sparta. It's not really on the flanks, although the elephants are just going to be thrown in. And they're going to knock Praetorian Guard back. They may even just break them with morale shock here. The battle against Egypt on the right flank, though, is pretty much won now. The combined forces of Joey and King of Sparta winning the day up there. And actually, their forces coming together. Need to bring some more of these forces into the fray, because they're desperately clicking all over the place. The elephants going down, though, unfortunately. They are bashing through Praetorian Guard, just trying to break up their formation as much as possible before they all fall. Just the one elephant left, but they have done a significant amount of damage to the Praetorian Guards, though they are reforming a little bit. Tiniest bit of cavalry left for King of Sparta. They say actually 30 out of 60 is not bad. 15 to 14 here. Joey bringing his general in. I'm surprised that both of them have kept their generals alive throughout this. Not sure what happened to Egypt's general. It's gone. There's just the last little bit of... Oh no, that's the Eagle cohort, sorry. Joey's forces over there. They need to bring that Triarii over here. Joey's forces breaking a little bit though, because Praetorian Guard just flanking, holding really well. But it's not looking good for Stellar Hunter. Now massively outnumbered by what remains of the two Roman players, King of Pergamon and Joey. Cavalry just munching through the last of the auxiliary Balearic slingers of Stellar Hunter. Same with the cavalry up here. And these guys aren't doing anything. They're just holding together there. Don't know if they're just going to reform a flat line or what at this point. He's still got a few of his slingers over there, so he could just hit them from afar. Some Praetorian Guard have chased after the Evocati cohorts up here, and there's actually a large group of Praetorian Guard which he doesn't really want to have isolated up against all of these guys, because they are just going to pile on in now. And they are just going to try and outnumber them, and that will have a morale penalty even for the Great Praetorian Guard. Going in against these guys here, they look exhausted, very tired. In Triarii I go, the charge alone, very tattered. And these guys are just being picked off by the Balearic slingers right now. They're just bringing in all their forces, marshalling them up together. Praetorian Guard from King of Sparta going in for a rear charge now against Stellar Hunter's Praetorian Guard. Oh, but here comes Joey's cavalry, which I don't know where he's been keeping this, but it's been busy, and that's a charge and a half. Right through the Praetorian Guard ranks. They've been flattened, knocked down. Sure, they'll get back up again. That's some pretty reasonable damage done by Joey's cavalry there. More cavalry coming in here. Shock cavalry. Even if it doesn't do the damage, combined with the charge of the rest of the infantry, it is going to do some nice morale shock. Yep. In they go there for another hit on the Praetorian Guard. Joey perhaps bringing this cavalry around for another charge. He's gone for a single line. And that's exactly what he's doing. Very good synced charges from both players here, working very nicely. In they come. Into the back of the Praetorian Guard. Oh, strike. That's a knockdown. These Praetorian Guard down to 25. And now they're wavering. And it's a similar story up here with just throwing the Triarii Eagle cohort and Praetorian Guard around this unit. It's losing. It's very tired. One more cavalry charge there from King of Sparta. Still holding on with 22. Both units now just about to break. Pulling their cavalry back. Praetorian Guard's gone over there, and that is going to be victory for Joey and King of Sparta. So there we go. We can see the amounts deployed. 9 units in it between King of Sparta and Joey. And Stellar Hunter had obviously a lot more troops there with his Astarte to kind of pad out his force, along with all those Praetorian Guard units and lots of missile units. But they didn't have... I think maybe a few more cavalry may have been more useful for those rear charges. Let's take a look at those elephants of Joey. 432 kills. Yeah. I didn't see when, at what precise moment he decided to commit them, but when they came in from the right, he was waiting until the lines clashed together and he knew he could just mow on down. Even if they berserked, they would just carry on like a bulldozer, clearing through that whole line, and it worked perfectly for them. Having all those Evocati cohort just holding in the centre, they were strong enough to hold for long enough. King of Sparta's forces, his armoured legionaries did really well early on the left flank, but then got pounded by Stellar Hunter's more capable Praetorian Guard. But they held long enough, and he got some good charges with his cavalry, as shown with the number of kills there. What about that chariot? Oh, that chariot did bloody well as well. 447 kills. How many is that compared to? Got more kills than the elephants. So that is some good chariot use. It didn't necessarily, the times I zoomed in, look that good, although it did knock down a fair few. But that definitely equated in some good kills for Egypt there, and actually the Galatian Royal Guard getting some good kills there as well. And just the Praetorian Guard performing very well for Stellar Hunter. So I hope you've enjoyed this replay, guys. It's actually nice to come back and do a Rome 2 battle. I hope you enjoyed the inclusion of the Rome Total War soundtrack there as well. But yes, I'll catch you again soon. Just a reminder, that will be next Thursday, and that will be a Napoleon Total War battle replay. But as always, keep sending in your replays. I do enjoy going through them. Any Total War, just include as much information as you can. Again, big thanks to King of Sparta for including all the information there. Well played, King of Sparta, Joey, Legio 13, and Stellar Hunter. I'll catch you guys again soon. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Take pride and join the Legion. Check out my affiliates and sponsors, XMG, Greenman Gaming, and Overclockers UK. Until next time, ciao for now.